Right now, in my opinion, 151 booster bundles and Paldean Fates booster bundles are the two best pickups in today's current Pokemon environments. Right now, we're living in a time where it's hard to find product, it's hard to know what play to make because everything seems to be sky high right now, right? You have Destined Rivals at over $300 a box. You have Lost Origin that's already over $550, and you have things like 151 Elite Trainer boxes already over $270 a box. It's hard to know what is still at a good price, what is a good play in today's current environment, and I truly believe 151 booster bundles and Paldean Fates booster bundles are those picks. These are the lowest price per pack you're going to get for 151 and Paldean Fates. Of course, if you can find it cheaper, right, in other ancillary products like Blooming Waters, I would say go ahead. But the bundles I just like because they are very easy to store, right? They're small, they're easy to ship in the future, and eventually these will potentially have a pack premium too. So right now they don't have a pack premium at all, right? Basically what you're getting is just 6 packs for the cost of all those 6 packs, right? There's no premium involved, and that's how you're going to get your biggest bang for your buck, is getting the product with the most amount of packs for the least amount of price per pack. And why are 151 and Paldean Fates, why are these going to be so desirable in the future? First and foremost, this is a good investment right now because they're going out of print soon, right? And by soon, I mean the next about 8 months. Both 151 and Paldean Fates are going out of rotation. Taking a look at both of these sets, first 151, total set value is actually increasing now. It used to be in the 900s just a couple of weeks ago, and now it is over 1,000. This set has the maximum amount of nostalgia factor, and that is definitely a factor you need to consider when talking about what sets to invest in. How much nostalgia does this set have for past generations and also future generations, right? You have people that grew up around the base set era, around Gen 1, Gen 2. They of course love this set, and then you also have newer folks that join the hobby because of this set. So this set has something for everyone. It has very nostalgic Pokemon, and these card artworks are also becoming very nostalgic as well, right? This Charizard I think is still pretty undervalued at under $200 raw, and I think a lot of these cards are still pretty undervalued. This set is becoming harder and harder to find out in the wild, and these cards are only going to go up in price once eventually 151 goes out of print in about 8 or 9 months. So right now is an optimal time to pick it up. You only have a couple more months to pick up 151 at these prices before it gets more and more out of reach, right? If you look at the sealed product right now, the 151 booster bundle is only going for $73. You can find this locally for about $65, right? I found many listings in that $65 to $70 range for these bundles locally. Maybe you can even get it down to $60 if you're finding a bulk seller, but getting these bundles at around $10 per pack for the price per pack is really good. And this is probably going to be my next play, is stacking up as many 151 bundles and Paldean Fates bundles as I can for at or under the $10 price per pack mark, which is about $60 to $65 for the bundle. All of the other products for 151 are already very inflated, right? You have the booster bundle display. I don't recommend getting this in all honesty, right? It's really good if you can find it for maybe $700, maybe $800, but at almost $900 to $1,000, I think I would rather just get 10 individual loose booster bundles. I think the sealed case display like premium is already a little bit too high. And then same thing for the ETBs, right? I do like these ETBs, but the price per pack, of course, is not in your favor for these. This is already going to be over a $25 price per pack, versus the booster bundle is a $10 price per pack. So that's something to keep in mind. But I still think, right, all 151 products are going to do well, but I think the booster bundles right now are undervalued compared to all of the rest. And the Blooming Waters, right? I do like the Blooming Waters for the price point, but it's a little too hard to store for me. It's a little bit too big. But if you have the space, and if you're able to find these for maybe 100 or 110, I would definitely get some Blooming Waters as well. Now 151 reminds me a lot of XY Evolutions. XY Evolutions, as you guys know, was one of the most popular sets of the XY era, and it's still a very popular set to this day. But as you guys can see, the total card value of 151 is already way over XY Evolutions, and XY Evolutions was one of the most printed sets in all of existence. This was probably the most printed modern set outside of I would say Hidden Fates. If you take a look at the card prices, right, they've already gone up a lot, right? So even a set as printed as XY Evolutions is able to go up in price The pack prices are close to $40 a pack now, and something like 151 at $10 a pack, right? You're telling me that 151 can't reach the same pack value as XY Evolutions in the next, 3 to 5 years? I think you would be lying out of your teeth, right? I think the moment 151 goes out of print is going to be a $20 booster pack price, right? So right now at $10 to $11, if you can find it, a booster bundle for $60, it'll easily double in, let's say, the next 2 years once 151 goes out of print. I think that's the easiest, most obvious play in today's market, right? Just doing that out of print play, knowing that a product like 151 is going out of print very soon, and getting in when it's still relatively cheap and getting that instant double on your money. I think that's one of the easiest plays in today's market. And speaking of, very similar sets, let's talk about Paldean Fates, right? This is also in the same block as 151, so it's going out of print at the same time in about 8 to 9 months. And this is also a set that is currently sitting at about that $10 price per pack value, right? About $11, $10, but you can find these booster bundles for much cheaper than 151 actually. You can probably find these for $60 to $65 local. And if you find it for 60 or even under 60, I would definitely start picking up some Paldean Fates booster bundles, because this, once again, is another set that is similar to a previous set we've had, Hidden Fates, right? Hidden Fates was also a very, very overprinted set. I would say this was, Pokemon tried their best to print Hidden Fates to the ground, and that really hasn't done much. A couple years later, after it's out of print, Hidden Fates is now a $35 booster pack, right? This was at $20 for the longest time, and basically it went from $10 to $20 right when it got out of print. So around like late 2021, it was still sitting at that $10 booster pack price, and then once stores stopped receiving Hidden Fates, it instantly jumped up to about $20 a pack. And that same thing is going to happen to Paldean Fates, right? Currently sitting at $10 a pack, and I would argue that Paldean Fates, to some people, is a more desirable set than Hidden Fates just because of these three artworks. The Mew, the Charizard, and the Gardevoir alternate art shinies are something very new, right? We never had that. In Hidden Fates, we just had these full art shinies, that had pretty boring artwork, versus Paldean Fates, it's the first time we've had alternate art shinies. So that's definitely something that puts Paldean Fates, in my opinion, in a league above Hidden Fates, is just because of these three artworks. So there's no reason to think that Paldean Fates can't perform the same or even better than Hidden Fates down the line. So at $10 a pack for a booster bundle, I think that's a no-brainer. I've already been picking up a lot of Paldean Fates booster bundles because I think that this set will do very well. I was also able to get some of these tech sticker collections for retail price recently. So I think these are also a good play, in that $10 a pack range. So any product that you can get, both 151 and Paldean Fates, for around that $10 or under price per pack, I think is a great pickup. Now ETBs, I actually do think the Paldean Fates ETBs are pretty undervalued, so these could be a good pickup as well. Overall, I would say booster bundles are your best bet for the price per pack. That's it for the video. Hope you guys enjoyed. Let me know what you think about Paldean Fates and 151. Make sure to leave a like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next one.